What's going on, everyone? This is Connor Buckley, and this is the first edition after 2 months away of the anxiety and depression vlogs. To be honest, this might be a little bit of a long episode because I want to explain why I've been gone for so long, why I'm choosing to get back into it. When I was making these anxiety and depression vlogs, I believe we got to almost 40 episodes. And, I wasn't getting too much feedback. I was in the beginning, but I wasn't getting too much feedback at all. Not necessarily negative or positive, but just not really anything. And eventually, after a while, I felt like, there was something wrong with my videos, or the message wasn't getting across in the right way, or people just weren't interested in the subject of mental health. But being as it's something I'm very passionate about, I really don't care if there's hundreds of people that are interested in this subject, or if there's one, because if there's one person that can watch these videos and feel like they gain some wisdom on how to cope with their own mental health, then it's all worth it. But the reason I stopped, a couple months ago was because I was feeling really discouraged and didn't know if my videos were making an impact or, even helping anyone. And ironically, this is from God. I swear, I did not plan this. I did not plan to make another episode or continue even making episodes. But over this last week, for some reason, there was at least 5 to 10 people who had stumbled upon the account or the channel and started messaging different questions, and really gave me a chance to still help in some way, which felt really good because it meant that some of the messages are actually getting through to people, and that's what's most important to me. So, when all these people started messaging me, I felt obligated. I wanted to create a video addressing some of those questions, as well as let you guys know where I've been and kind of give you the background why I haven't been making videos. But I truly believe that this is something that God is calling me to do, to share my experience, and hopefully it'll get through to some people, and you guys watching can relate. You guys who struggle with anxiety, depression, PTSD, any mental health related subject, if you guys can relate, that's what I'm looking for, and that's my hope for these videos. I got this question specifically multiple times throughout this last week, actually, and it had to deal with relationships, and dealing with relationships when you either have a mental health problem or the other person has a mental health problem. But I want to focus on a couple different things. One, if you are dating someone new and they don't necessarily know about your personal mental health struggles, how to go about telling them without feeling worried that they're going to reject you, because people with mental health who have it or who struggle with it for most of their lives, or will have to struggle with it most of their lives, for instance me, in every new encounter, relationship, friendship, there comes a point where I have to be honest and tell them about such a big part of my life, and why I am the way I am today is a big part of that, and it's because of the mental health. And I have been on both sides of the spectrum. I have gotten rejected plenty of times, not just in relationships, but in friendships as well, because I was honest about my mental health, and that was something that those people could not handle or didn't know how to go about, so instead they thought the easiest route would be to leave. Did it hurt? Yeah, it fucking hurt real bad. It put me into more of a depression because I felt like people couldn't accept me for who I was. It sucks. It sucks to not be accepted. But then, I'll get back to that in a sec. I've also been on the other end of the spectrum where I surprisingly have gotten such great feedback from friends and different relationships that I didn't think I would get the response of how it came out, and it turns out it was a really good response. So I've gotten both ends, and the biggest thing that helped me when I was going through the ones where I didn't feel accepted and the other person, friendships, relationships, just left because that was the easy route to do when they didn't know how to handle me telling them that I go through depression or anxiety or PTSD. The one big thing that I can say is that tells more about a person, the other person, than it does you. Just because they can't handle you, that says more about them, and that's their own insecurities, that's their own fears being projected outwardly towards you. And even though you may think that because they don't accept you, or because he or she doesn't accept you or want to date you, doesn't mean that you are the problem, because you're not. It's their problem. It's something that they have to deal with, and most of the time what I learned is it's not that they're rejecting you, it's that they're uneducated about the subject. Therefore, it really scares them, and they don't know the best way to go about it, so they think the best way to go about it is to just run and look for someone else who might not have those issues. Truth of the matter is, everyone has their own shit that they're going through, whether it's mental health, whether it's financial problems, sexual addictions, alcoholism, drug abuse, whatever it is. Everyone has their own vice. Everyone has their own set of problems that they have to deal with. And no matter who you are, your spouse, your friend is going to have shit happen in their life that you're going to have to help them with. Same with them helping you. Whatever you're going through, at some point they're going to have to help you if they're true friends or if they're a true spouse. So, with getting rejected by a significant other or friends, you have to realize that it's not you who's getting rejected. It's them running away from a problem because they're uncomfortable and they're uneducated. So don't beat yourself up. Don't be so hard on yourself. There's so many people out there who see people for who they are, and there are genuine people out there. Far and few in between, but there are those people out there. And once you lock in and you figure out how to get your circle small, but what I like to think of it is when you get your circle of friends or relationships, it's about quality. Most definitely about quality rather than quantity. I would rather have 2 to 3 amazing friends who support me, who love me, than 100 friends who don't give a shit about me. And a lot of times people would rather have quantity over quality. And with social media, that just amplifies the problem, and it's that's just a whole nother beast in itself to deal with social media while you have or are struggling with mental health. So back to dealing with someone who may not accept you for you. You have to realize that the ones who don't accept you for you, this message is important. Okay, listen up. The ones who don't accept you for you, for all of you, including what you struggle with, what you go through, what you believe in, who you are as a person, your integrity, your character, you as a person, the people who don't accept you, whether it's relationships or friendships, they don't deserve you. They don't deserve the quality of a person you are if they can't accept you. That is their loss. And you need to have the mindset to realize that if someone doesn't want to be in your life because they have a problem with whatever it is that you do, that's their issue. That's their loss. And oftentimes we think, man, I'm so down. That person didn't like me. I really like them, blah, blah, blah. That person doesn't deserve such an amazing human being in their life like yourself. So give yourself the position to be in the power of the situation so that it doesn't put you in a deeper depression or get you more anxious. Put yourself in a position to win the day, and that includes not making yourself a victim. If someone doesn't want to be in your life, that is their loss, because deep down, you are worth it, you are loved, and there are people out there, even if you don't think there are, you will meet people in your life, guaranteed, that care about you, that love you, that think highly of you, that want to be around you and want to share their life with you. Those people are the ones you need to surround yourself with, friends and relationships. And honestly, when you're in that position of power, you have more of the say in whether or not that person should stay in your life or not. Because if they don't accept you, or even if they're in your life, but you can tell they don't really accept what's going on, cut them off. Do what's best for you. Yeah, it might hurt for a few days, few weeks, maybe a month, but both of you will get over it. And you'll learn, you'll grow, you'll meet new people who are even better for you and your health, mental health especially. So the way to be in power, in the power position, in order to say yes or no to everyone else instead of them saying yes or no to you, is to realize that you are good enough. And the way you realize you're good enough is by working on the small things on your own to get better. What do I mean by that? I mean doing the things that put you in a position to feel amazing, let alone just less depressed, less anxious. That's what I mean. When you meditate, when you do positive self-talk, when you exercise, when you get enough sleep, when you cut out alcohol, when you're not feeling like shit all around, you feel better about yourself and who you are. That puts you in a bigger position to be able to withstand the shit that might happen in your life, such as people not accepting you. But guess what? If you're in that high mental state and you've done everything you could to make yourself happy and confident, and you're confident with who you are, and once you get to that point, you can say, look, I don't give a fuck who likes me. I don't give a fuck who cares. You can hate me all you want, but guess what? I'm secure in myself. I know exactly who I am, and I love myself. And that is all I need, and that's good enough. Because it is. It's true. And guess what? You can tell everyone that doesn't like you, you know what? Speak with your actions louder than words. You don't have to tell them to fuck off. I mean, you could. It would, you could do that. But you know what really hurts is when those people who didn't accept you and they see that you're living an amazing life. That's the ultimate fuck you in their face. Because I tell you what, when people see you doing good or better than them, that's going to cause jealousy. That's going to cause haters. But guess what? If you're in your own lane, you have your blinders on, and you're not paying attention to what anyone else is saying, and you're keeping yourself happy, you don't give anyone else the power to judge your life except for you. So focus on making yourself happy. Realize that you're enough and you are worth it. And it starts with baby steps. Every day has a new set of challenges, but it all starts with you. And you do have the power to change. I am still going through it. I have been through a lot this past 2 months with just a whirlwind of different emotions, depression, anxiety, PTSD, happiness, mood swings, all that. I'm there right now. But all I can say is that when I remind myself to get back into a position of power where I'm empowering myself and not letting others try to empower me, then I start to see how great life can be and how happiness isn't determined by what other people think of me. And that's kind of the shitty part about social media is we hope for a ton of comments, we hope for a ton of likes, we're letting other things determine our happiness. No one, even if they are happy for you and you're not, there's no point. It's worthless. Your life is worthless if you're not happy. But if you're happy and let's say someone else doesn't like that, who gives a shit? You're happy, you're doing your life, that's what matters. So keep doing you. I know that was kind of a long message and a lot to take in, but It's true, guys. You know, I struggle with it. I still have to tell myself that every morning, every lunch, every night before I go to bed. You know, I have to remind myself all the time, hey, put yourself in a position to win. Put yourself in a position of power. Love yourself. Positive self-talk. Do the things that are going to put you in the right mental frame to give you the power to accept the reality of what your life is, and knowing that you can change it if you want. And if you want it bad enough, you can change your life. Every day, I'm getting better and better. I have not changed my life to the way I want it to be, but I have definitely gotten a long ass way from where I was. And I'm happy with that, you know, but there's still tons of room for growth. And every day you can keep growing, just get 1% better every day, you know? So I just want to leave you guys with a message of encouragement. If someone doesn't like you, fuck them. Show them with your actions that you are happy and you're living the best life, because that's the ultimate FU. And you know, if you guys have any questions that you would like me to talk about in the next vlogs, let me know in the comments. And if you want to get updates on the new videos that come out, just click the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified whenever we post a new episode, which I'm going to try and start doing weekly again like I was, you know, every Sunday or Saturday. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. So leave a comment down below and I want to hear your take on, you know, answer any questions that might not have been answered in this episode about this topic. So with that, I hope you guys have an amazing, great day. Put yourself in a position to win, and God bless.